Welcome on into another book review. Today we're going to be checking out the very popular sci-fi book, Red Rising. And now I have to say right off the bat, Pierce Brown does an amazing job transporting you into his world. Everyone is sorted into these different color groups, and our main character, Darrow, is a red, and reds are on the very bottom of the chain per se. And can you guess what this book is going to be about? Darrow's going to rise. Red Rising. If you know nothing about this book, I didn't either. The main reason I was reading is because we have an Audible subscription and it was going off Audible. I'm like, hey, I've heard about this book. Let me pick it up. Anyway, so this book is a mix between, I would say, Star Wars, like the planets, but set in our galaxy with like Venus, Mars, etc. And then also the Hunger Games movie. Now I say movie because I haven't read the books yet, but I would say it is a mix between Star Wars and Hunger Games. As for violence in this book, I would say it is on the higher end of the violence. People die in all sorts of ways. They're beaten, stabbed, killed, shot. The list could go on. Many people do die in this book, so all I'm going to say is don't get attached to any character. For all you know, Darrow could die at the end of this book. Now, a lot of characters do drink, including our main character, and they do get drunk sometimes. There's a lot of crude humor and language in this book. Some of the language is the A word, the S word, and the D word. There's also a lot of misusages of God's name, solo as O-M, and then also there is some paired with the D word. The word piss is also said multiple times, and this includes characters saying that they're going to piss on other characters, whether that be threatening or the action, and then there's also just it being done in the book as well. As for sexual content go, there is sex in the book. At the very beginning, Darrow, our main character, is married, and he does have sex with his wife. It is never explicitly stated what he does. All the book says is that he makes love with his wife because it is in first person, and that's it. Just like Darrow, there are other colors. So for instance, like red is the bottom. There's also pink, and pink are like prostitutes and all that stuff. And those characters do get used for prostitute stuff. And that is seen as bad. There's also a lot of sexual abuse, rape, and all of that stuff in this book as well. All of this stuff is not painted in a good light whatsoever, but it also brings up why do we need to bring it into a book at all. There's a lot of nudity in this book as well. For instance, characters will have conversations with each other just out in the nude. Characters will also fight naked. And then there's also a lot of talk about different anatomy parts. For the males, it is specifically in the pelvic area. And then for females, it is specifically in the chest area. As I said before, Pierce Brown does an amazing job of transporting you into this world, but with all the content concerns with the language, the nudity, the sex, it was a little bit hard to get into fully. I would say I do see this being a possible future for humanity if we figure out space travel and all that, because there is a point where people can modify their bodies. For instance, a character gets wings or changes their skin to gold. So if we had that ability, I could totally see our depraved mind saying, hey, I want that. I want to look cooler. I want that. Our vanity could take over. And so I do want to say that Pierce Brown does do a good job of going into our sinful struggles. But at the same time, I do not really like when a lot of language or sex or nudity are just thrown into a book. So with that being said, instead of a 5-star, I'm probably going to rate it a 3-star instead. This is definitely a book for older teens or adults. I do not recommend it for younger teens. But that is going to be all for this video. Please consider subscribing down below, and I will see you in the next video.